Hey, what's up? Eminem Dot is here with Daily Motivation. Today's the Labor Day, I guess. Okay, happy Labor's Day. You must be having a veil of time there in your bedrooms, drawing rooms with gadgets and gears, watching movies with ACs on. And what about the laborers in the streets exposed to extreme harsh weather? The sun is peeping out, absolutely scorcher, sizzling summer afternoon, sultry, muggy. They're struggling. They're working hard to survive and exist in this dog-eat-dog world. And look at the state they're in. It's deplorable, vulnerable, miserable, absolutely horrible indeed. There's no one out there to feel their pulses and emotions, to heal their wounds, or to listen to the voices they have inside. All of the voices have already been silenced. They're dead. They're almost dead, right? For the God's sake, have mercy on them. I make a profound appeal to the laborers of the corridor of power, defending their vested interests, taking care of their wealth there in Switzerland. But you got to do something for these small people in the streets. They're working hard, sweating their guts out to survive. Today I'm going to talk to you about the belief system. But before I shed light on that, let me tell you that I appreciate you for the efforts you're making to change your life. I appreciate you for the cool feedbacks and comments that you pass on through social media that gravitates me, energizes me, revitalizes me. And yes, I get motivated quite a lot when I get your feedbacks and comments. Well, belief system makes a big difference. It's rightly said in English, miracle happens when you believe in yourself. Don't forget, there are two kinds of people we have in our society. Those who say, I'll believe it when I see it, and those who say to see it, I know I must believe it. There are two sections that come into clash, two theories, two ideologies that come into clash. One says seeing is believing, and another one says believing is seeing, right? If you ask me, if I talk about myself, I always say believing is seeing is much more stronger than seeing is believing. We are human. We believe in something that we see through our eyes. But there are few people who can realize it, and they know that what they hold in their mind can be turned into reality once they start visualizing and believing in it firmly, and that starts happening, and I'm one of them. I don't know which one of them do you belong to, but I'm a firm believer of believing is seeing. We haven't seen the creator. That's the best example, right? But we hold firm belief, explicit, implicit, unshakable belief in the oneness of God. We worship God. We seek guidelines and help from Allah the Almighty. Why? Because we believe in it, and we know that we're going to be raised alive. We're going to be held accountable, responsible for all of our actions that we are doing in this worldly life, and we stay on track. We keep ourselves away from the sins. And that makes us feel stronger from inside. And one more example, that the last beloved prophet, you see that prophet appear in the society that was sinking deeper and deeper into frustration, depression, darkness. He used to frequently visit the cave of Hira, establishing communication with the Lord of the universe and preaching monotheism. Why? Because prophet knew that sovereignty over the entire universe belongs to Allah alone. There's no God but Allah. And today you can see that prophet's life is a light. It's an infinite light that has illuminated the entire universe. So that's what I believe in, and I have practically experienced it, honestly speaking, when I was quite young, and I did experience the same thing. I used to talk a lot about my success. People used to reject my views. They used to say, no, you can't be successful, you can't make it. But I would say, no, I can see something that you don't see. I used to say that I always believe in believing is seeing, and you say that seeing is believing. That's what the difference is, and I would draw the line, and truly everything happened in my favor, and nature and favored me, and success started kissing my feet. Why? Because of the fact that I have always believed in believing is seeing. There are three things that you need to take care of: that ask, believe, and receive, right? If you want to do something, if you want to create something, the second step, that is believe, makes a big difference. It's one of the most difficult, but it's one of the greatest steps that you ever take during your life. Believing contains no doubt. Believing is something that is absolute faith. Believing remains steadfast despite what's happening in the outside world. Law of attraction, responds to your consistent thoughts that you hold there in your mind. Once you master believing, you have mastered your life.